Just recently, a paper highlighted an amazing development. With 30% of world banking institutions expected to embrace XRP, its value reaches an astounding $1,427. Although at first look 30% seems small, it actually accounts for a sizable fraction of the banking industry. Fascinatingly, Ripple is allegedly interacting with almost a third of the banks worldwide. Today's section provides all the proof to support this. Still, the matter begs questions. Are any of these banks fully using Ripple? It does not. We will probe this more thoroughly in our conversation today. We will also look at a piece of news that surfaced just 2 days ago, implying Ripple is about to go public by the March. As we approach the March, this action might propel XRP's price to an eye-watering $8.97 in little over a month. Hi, family from Moneyside. Welcome back to your All Things XRP Go-To Hub. Let's quickly review before diving right into the material of today. I owe you a little favor here. As we near the 60,000 subscriber threshold, go ahead and slam that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification. Amazing XRP giveaway. Participating in the giveaways is easy. Simply follow 3 basic guidelines. Thus, ensure your readiness and tuning in. To guarantee your place in the giveaway, also remember to include hashtag Moneyside in the comments. Fascinatingly, SBI Holdings by itself makes almost 4% of all global banking deposits made via overseas accounts. Though that's only the tip of the iceberg, in the big picture, SBI might account for a noteworthy 4% of the 30% worldwide banking industry, possibly adopting Ripple's technology. Working with the Brazilian Central Bank, Ripple has also developed a remarkable alliance in Brazil, releasing on-demand liquidity services, and that is but one element of the worldwide puzzle. If you watched my last video, you will recall that we examined how each BRICS nation, including China, Brazil, South Africa, Russia, and India, owns direct ties to Ripple for on-demand liquidity and central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Comparatively to simply the BRICS countries, the global GDP helps to account for around 29% of all world economic production. This opens an interesting prospect for us. Should the BRICS nations choose to interact with Ripple together, the effects might be enormous. In a past video, I went over this in great detail, outlining the viability and the already underway actions to include CBDCs on the XRP ledger. One cannot understate the importance of the XRP ledger in this regard. It is fundamental in the developing financial scene. Hence, as we expect the next bull market, the possibility of Ripple's technology becomes even more noticeable. After a Federal Reserve public disclosure, the discussion on Ripple's increasing importance in financial technology veers significantly. They said XRP and XLM could be very important for sustaining the blockchain basis of their forthcoming FedNow payment system. Emphasizing this development, the Fed cited the cooperation with Metal Blockchain as a crucial first step in smoothly turning cash into stable coins, so closing the distance between conventional banking systems and the distributed finance industry. Americans now have the choice to perform quick domestic payments, mostly via digital wallets or third-party apps like Venmo and PayPal. Still, the FedNow tool is poised to completely change this scene. Currently in its pilot stage, the platform has drawn involvement from more than 120 companies, including well-known brands as US Bank and Exchange Bank, together with a range of payment processors and solution providers. This evolution not only highlights the increasing adoption and integration of blockchain technology in mainstream financial services, but also signals a turning point in the junction of traditional banking with the creative realm of distributed finance. Leading proponent of cross-border payment solutions and distributed ledger technology, Ripple is likely to be a major participant in the FedNow project, under direction by the Federal Reserve. Likewise, the FedNow ecosystem is probably going to include Stellar Lumens XLM, recognized for its blockchain-driven network that simplifies and saves world transactions. Here, the story turns in an interesting direction. A headline from just 8 hours earlier caught the interest of the fintech scene. With 30% of banks worldwide adopted XRP, it leaps to $1,427. This is an amazing evolution that emphasizes blockchain and financial transforming power. The article claims that 30% of the world's banks using XRP for cross-border payments is responsible for the startling surge in value to $1,427. This degree of acceptance indicates a great demand for XRP, hence driving its price to hitherto unheard-of heights. XRP's climb marks not only a victory for Ripple, but also a possible bonanza for investors as market valuations skyrocketing. The story gets more complex when it becomes clear that XRP's market penetration is about to surpass this 30% mark, suggesting even more worldwide acceptance among the financial scene. Reports said in a startling update just 6 days ago that XRP transactions might reach $1.2 quadrillion, therefore driving its price potential to $10,000. This marks a significant change as financial institutions start to more regularly use the XRP ledger and its digital assets. The news is out, and it is indisputable. The repurchase scheme of Ripple is not only conjecture now, this is a reality developing quicker than anyone could have predicted. As reported in a recent paper, XRP's creator, Ripple Labs, is not only thinking but also actively buying XRP. Ripple starts significant repurchase and retiring near 1 billion XRP. This action shows a strong vote of confidence in XRP's value and future inside the banking sector. The discovery that the Federal Reserve is actively interested in including XRP as a pillar of worldwide payment complicates the story from the sidelines. The ramifications are astounding. Estimates of XRP's value might soar to a range of $12,000 to $22,000 per coin should central banks all across embrace it widely. This change in value emphasizes how transformatively XRP might be in restructuring world banking. Furthermore, it has been confirmed that Google's observations line up with this trend, therefore supporting the Federal Reserve's plans to use XRP for its unmatched worldwide payment capability. For Ripple and XRP, these events represent a major turning point that will define the scene of worldwide payments and help them to lead front in financial innovation. Indeed,